Hello everyone. So in this video, I want to share four important things that new Jira administrators need to learn, and they need to make sure that they know these things really well. So number one is of course workflows. Now Jira is of course a workflow engine, and using workflows you can define the process, you can control the life cycle of your issues or your activities, and workflow itself can be quite complicated because when you talk about workflows, workflows can have smart triggers, workflows can have conditions and validators and post functions, and if you spend time learning about workflows in Jira, then you can do a lot of customizations. And there is one such thing about workflows which not many people, even experienced Jira administrators, don't know, and that is workflow properties. So do search online and learn about workflow properties in Jira. The second thing that I want to talk about, and that is actually very important, that you need to master is issue type screen scheme. Now in Jira, we all know that when you create a new issue or when you edit a new issue or an existing issue or whenever you're looking at the issue, you basically have fields, right? And fields basically store the information. And these fields can, of course, be added. You can modify fields. You can create your own custom fields. And when it comes to fields in Jira, using issue type screen schemes, you can control and define for one or multiple projects what fields you want to have for a specific issue type. And at the same time, you can also do these configurations for each and every operation. For example, maybe you want to capture 10 fields when you create a new story, but when you edit a story, maybe you want to capture one more field, or maybe you want to capture three more fields. And at the same time, you don't really want to capture a lot of fields when you create a new epic. And this can be done, of course, not only for project, but also issue type and also the operation, like whether you want to capture the fields on create issue screen, or maybe you want to capture on edit issue screen. And also there is something called as a transition screen in Jira. So when you make a transition from one state to another state, you do have an option to capture fields from user. For example, when you resolve a bug, maybe as part of your process in the organization, you can make it mandatory for people to add some kind of uh, like review or analysis field, a text area field, some field, some information that you want to capture for sure. And the third thing that I want to talk about is something similar to what you do with screens uh, related to custom fields. Now, in Jira, there is something called as a custom field context, and it is actually very important that you understand how these contexts work. Now, basically, uh, in Jira, we have, of course, fields. And to give you an example, let us say you have a select list field, and that select list field can, of course, have different options. And these options that you have for those select list fields, you can actually change, and you can have different options for different projects. So this is actually wonderful, and you can basically reuse the same custom field, and you can create basically these configurations, and of course use the context. At the same time, maybe you want to uh, using these contexts, maybe you want to hide a specific field from a specific issue type. For example, another example is story points in Jira. Now, story points usually is a field that is used to capture story points, and it is of course available in story issue type. But you can also make this field available in other issue types if you want. So you need to change the context. And the last thing that I want to talk about, and actually a very important thing to master, to learn, especially if you're a new Jira administrator, that is permissions and to be very specific, global permissions and permission schemes in Jira. Now, global permissions are applicable across your Jira instance, and project permission schemes are applicable on the project where you apply those permission schemes. And if you understand permissions really well, then you can actually customize Jira uh, the way you want, the way your organization wants to work. So these four things, starting with, of course, workflows, which is of course very important, one of the most important thing. Then issue type screen schemes, custom field context, and permissions. These are the four important configurations, things that you need to really learn well if you are a new Jira administrator. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new today. Thank you very much.